Good afternoon. With me is Supervisor David Couch. David Couch is a supervisor for Kern County since 2013, if I'm not 2013, and has just been elected or appointed to be the chair of the Board of Supervisors for Kern County. You, like basically all, or many, at least many of your colleagues on the board, grow up in Kern County yourself, so you are very familiar with Kern County and probably love to be in Kern County. What is your vision for Kern County for the next 20 years? Let's say to the year 2030, 2035.
I'd like to see Kern County be the kind of place that my son wants to come back to and raise his family. That means a lot of things to a lot of different people, however. To me, it means cleaner air, quality of life, lots of clean water. We have a shortage right now. Safe streets, public safety is a priority. All the things that make a community worth living in is what I'd like to see every community in Kern County become. And we have a lot of communities that are like that. We have some that need a lot of work. So our job as county supervisors is to sort of take a look and like you say, what is our goal, what is our vision, and implement the policies that will get us there.
At this point in time, Kern County seems to be blessed, and you pointed that out at your State of the County address, with really a thriving economy, particularly in oil, agriculture, and also the aerospace industry. However, at the same time, we see those that are, and many of those in Bakersfield, but not only, that are wealthy and educated and are part of the development in Kern County. What we also see, I would even say too many, that are uneducated, that live in poverty, not only in the rural areas, but also in the cities. What are you planning or thinking to reduce that gap and bring more people out of poverty, welfare, and out of misery, basically?
Well, we could talk a long time about that. Government isn't always the answer. It's not always the whole answer. We can do what we can do, but the rest is kind of up to the individual. If people want to succeed, I'm convinced they will. In this country, especially in this area that we live in, if you want to succeed, you're going to be able to do that. We can provide opportunities for people, but what does that mean? How do we provide those opportunities? To me, it means that we we create the environment where people will want to invest their money, because where people are investing their money is where jobs are. Now, just because there are jobs available, and we have lots of jobs available today that people aren't trained for, we can provide some sort of job training. Recently, we have, we're going through a lot of, our big focus lately with the county has been the budget because of the reduction in property tax from the oil properties. So we're looking at different ways of consolidating to save money. For example, we recently consolidated into a public works department, the roads department, the solid waste department, and the engineering, surveying, and permit services department, all into one department, with the hope that over time we're going to be able to do that same amount of work with fewer people. I'll give you an example. We have engineers in each department. Those engineers, one guy may have not much work to do, the other guy may be overloaded, but this engineer can't work in that department. Now they're in one department, now they can. We're also recently combined, I don't know if you saw this one, Employers Training Resource and the Board of Trade. Those are two separate departments. We combine them both under the CAO's office, the County Administrative Officer's office. Employers Training Resource is where we offer job training for people who can't get the job they want. It's one place they can go. There are lots of places in Kern County they can go. The adult school, there's specific training they can get on the west side for they're interested in working in the oil industry. Employers Training Resources is the county's effort in that regard. So we have put an additional focus on that just recently. By combining that with the Board of Trade's responsibility is to market Kern County. All the events, all the different things there are to do in Kern County to get people to come here, spend some money on via tourism or whatever it is that gets them to come here and spend some money here. But we've never had a focus of, well, here are the people that are trying to get people here that have jobs, and here are the people that are training people for jobs. Are they matching up? Are we training people for the jobs that these people need? So that's an effort on the behalf by the Board of Supervisors to bring those together and try to push that effort forward. So there are lots of little things we can do to get people better trained, but in the end, the individual has to want to work. And in some cases, and sometimes you feel like you're pushing against a boulder up a hill, because our federal government, in my opinion, has created an environment where you can not work and get by. And if you want to do that, you can game the system. Most people, I find, don't want to do that, but we do have a segment of society that will do that. And so that's an issue. I don't have control over that. We can hopefully change that, but you've got to have people that want to work, and you've got to incentivize work and not incentivize not working.
I can see your point of view, absolutely, but Kern County is somewhat different from, let's say, Los Angeles County, probably even Ventura County or other counties in Southern California, because we are so far spread out. Meaning, if you are living here in the mountain communities or other communities like Lost Hills in the west side of Kern County, probably even some of the communities on the east side, you are so far out from where the jobs are. I think here in the mountain communities, as example, the only jobs are at some of the fast food joints. So transportation becomes a major issue. Even here for many of the younger people that live here in the Fraser mountain communities, there is a job opportunity down, or a lot of job opportunities even down at the Tijuana Outlet Center and the commercial center down there. But transportation becomes a major issue, because if you, let's say, live in poverty, you are willing to work, how do you get down the 18 miles or back in the evening, the 18 miles back to Fraser Park if there's no public transportation? So is public transportation, improving public transportation to bring jobs and those looking for jobs together, an answer?
It probably is. I know that there's an effort to bring people from the Lamont and Arvin area to the outlets. There's an effort to bring people from the Bakersfield area to the outlets. I'm talking about people to work, not necessarily to shop. So we may need to take a look at doing something like that from the mountain communities. On the other hand, I think sometimes people move to the mountains to get away from all that. So there's a balance to strike. I happen to like the mountains the way it kind of is, because it's quiet. You don't have any of the problems that we have down in the valley. You don't have the traffic, the noise. At night, it's a very peaceful place to be. But to your point, public transportation is probably a piece, and I always try to look, instead of government providing the answer, maybe there's a way that the private sector, maybe Tejon, maybe the outlets can provide some sort of shuttle for employees back and forth to the mountain communities. I'd like to look to the private sector first, because the more we lay on government, and we're in a situation right now where we're trying to cut back on a lot of things. So we would be adding something unless we could find a way to make it break even. I don't know that we can do it just yet.
Let me do a very short